Let's dive into the world of French butter. From its meticulous production process to its wide-reaching popularity, French butter is cherished both in France and beyond. Follow along as we explore how this exquisite product is crafted. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating insights. Making French butter starts off-site. To produce a metric ton, Van Sam fills a churn with 2,400 liters of cream. As the churn spins, the fat molecules collide and stick together, forming butter grains. These grains then start to stick to each other. After 30 minutes, the churn is opened and inspected. At this point, the butter grains are tiny and fragile, not fully combined yet. Next, the butter is removed and remolded, ensuring that the butter grains mix with the filtered buttermilk. The churn continues to run for another 15 to 30 minutes until all the grains form a single mound of butter. But before it can be kneaded, the butter is left to rest for a couple of days to develop its flavor. At the Maison du Beurre, or butter house, 50-kilo blocks of butter are unwrapped and sliced into smaller pieces. The butter is then kneaded with a wooden roller on a rotating table using a 19th century technique known as malaxage. This step removes excess buttermilk and creates a silky, smooth texture. This traditional method was introduced by Maison Bourdie's founder, Yannick Bourdier. In larger workshops, centrifuges are typically used to remove the remaining buttermilk, but at Maison Bourdier, it's done entirely by hand. This process requires a great deal of skill, and Bourdier insists on a one-year apprenticeship for newcomers. The artisans must adapt to each batch of butter, taking into account factors like the cow's diet and the weather, which affect the butter's characteristics throughout the seasons. The final step is adding fine salt. The salt draws moisture out of the butter, causing it to cry. During this process, the butter will lose 1 to 2 liters of water. Once the butter reaches the right level of flexibility, it's shaped into blocks, cut, and checked for color and consistency. The kneaded butter is then placed into a machine called the pusher, which squeezes the butter through a cylinder and onto a table. Here it's sliced with a guitar string cutter nicknamed Marie Antoinette. The cut butter is shaped with titanium paddles by a team that can handle up to 5 tons of butter a day. At this stage, some butter is molded into blocks for bakeries, while mini table buns are created for restaurants, allowing customers to choose their preferred salt content. Bourdier also personalizes their butter with stamps, including the Bourdier House logo, crafted by artisans trained in fine arts. Bourdier produces around 13 different butter recipes throughout the year, including seasonal varieties. For instance, a summer butter made with tomato and basil. They also create custom recipes for specific clients, ensuring that each batch meets exacting standards. Some popular flavors include seaweed butter, smoked salt butter, vanilla butter, and Espelette pepper butter. Each recipe is slightly adjusted based on customer requests. For example, the Espelette pepper butter gains its beautiful color, taste, and smell purely from the butter and the pepper without any added aroma or color. Maison Bourdier is always innovating, creating new recipes like butter infused with roasted Breton cereal and raisin. This particular butter evokes the scent of a Brittany creperie and adds a unique culinary twist. The dedication to quality and tradition at Maison Bourdier can be traced back to its former owner, Jean-Yves, who retired a few years ago. His philosophy of making top-tier butter continues to guide the company, ensuring that each customer receives an exceptional, custom-made product. If you enjoyed learning about French butter, follow us and subscribe to our channel for more stories about the world's finest foods. What's your favorite way to enjoy butter? Let us know in the comments below.